In. Hello, everyone, and welcome. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure to hit hashtag replay down in the comments. This is being shared inside of our private Facebook group, FMC, where women do business. And if you're joining us from Eventbrite, hello there. We have an awesome conversation that we're going to get in today. I don't know about you, but me, running Flourish Media, our 360 marketing solution that creates and maintains a celebrity factor for you and your industry, we can't avoid any conversation about AI. And so I am so excited to get the one and only Lilian here, because if you didn't know, she published a beautiful book, and I'm slacking. I have your book here and I forgot to grab it.
That's all right. I have it in here too, so I'll show it a little bit so that I can give people some context for what's going on as well.
So I'm going to turn our conversation over to Lilian, and she's going to take us through some amazing information. Lilian, I'm going to come off camera, and if you need me to jump back on camera, then I'm happy to do that. All right, everybody.
Absolutely.
We're in for a good time.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So my name is Lilian Santini, and I am a brand strategist. I have a small company here in Coral Gables in Miami. And my actual job is a creative director of my branding company. So I end up getting into this AI thing because last year I was actually for a couple of years already. I was very depressed because I was trying to conceive and then I was trying to adopt a baby and none of this was working and I got really down. So besides doing therapy, looking for other things that could create meaning and like trying to figure it out my next step, somebody that I know that actually works with me mentioned, oh, there is this new thing, this AI image generation that you can you can just create images out of it, just out of a prompt, out of text. And because I am very curious about technology, I decided to take a look and to see what this was. And then I started typing on my computer some prompts, just like random text. And slowly they started becoming poems. And out of these poems, I started creating these beautiful images. And then in 2 weeks, I created this book that is called Behold, actually edited by Ilona Pamplona, who is here with us. So hi, Ilona. So this book is they are like a collection of poems. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you have a better understanding what I'm talking about. Hold on one second. All right. So I have a presentation here. Oh yeah, right here, full screen. All right. So today we are going to be talking about how we can use AI to create images for your book. If you are an author, or if you are intending to become an author, this could be a very good resource for you because, as we all know, illustrations, images, there's a lot to go and a lot of like a learning curve. There is also the hiring part. Sometimes it gets expensive. So if you can create this for yourself, why not? I never thought I would write a book. This came out of nowhere, and I am so happy because in the end of the day, I'm super happy with my book and I get to teach other people how to do the same. So this is me, like, and my dogs. And if they bark during the presentation, I apologize. So I am the creative director of the corporate Portico, which is a branding company. I work with several different clients. Most of them are like universities, museums, women, and some other companies as well. So I am starting to incorporate AI into my company, and I am taking some time away from just branding to educate others about AI. So this is the book that I was holding, Behold, and this is what ignited all of this. I started playing with this platform and I was just amazed by what I was able to create. In fact, this image here, from the cover, I was so happy with this, it's part of a poem as well, that I didn't have any tattoos, and I tattooed that on my back because I was like, this is a very important time in my life, and I do want to remember this forever. So this is one of the pages of my book. If I show you on the video, it's not the same. So I want to show you this page here. All these images that are on my book, they were created using Midjourney, which is an AI image generation platform that is fairly easy to use. And you also can master that so that you can create the images for your own material. So what we're going to be talking about in this presentation is I am going to gift you a PDF in the end of this that is going to give you all the technical specifics so that you can go step by step and sign up. And so don't worry about how we're going to do this, how do I sign up, because I'm going to explain everything on a PDF because I feel that it's going to be easier for you to go through it, and this presentation is going to be more about what you can get out of it. So we have here, we're going to talk about what is Midjourney, explore the potential all of this, and talk a little bit about the rules and ethics as well. And then I'm going to show you like practical ways to do that on your book. I'm going to actually come here, and this is the feed from Midjourney, from the community. And this is like the showcase of the better images from the week, for example. So as you can see here, there is an array of different things, and they are stunning images in all kinds of styles. And once you are able to master your style, look at this. Like it's so some of them are so realistic, and some of them are just so stunning. Look at this. Look at this image here. And here we can see what was used as a prompt. And we are going to go over this in a little bit. So what I want to talk to you about is if you have, actually, I want to hear from you. Can you guys chat on, type on the chat if you, thank you, Vivian. Can you talk to me a little bit about what kind of books are you trying to create? You also can unmute yourself and talk about it if you prefer. I want to hear a little bit about what you have.
Yes, you also welcome to this conversation all about AI generation for women authors. If you would like to be a part of the conversation, you do have the chat. And if you're watching this on the live stream inside of Facebook, I am in the Facebook group, so I'm happy to share what your questions are. And so you have a book here, Vanessa says, a book about the love of pets. So we just talked through, and if you joined us a little bit later, I want you to understand that Lilian was able to generate the beautiful images inside of her book by writing poetry and talking about and using this feature. And so as you are looking at the options that are there, first of all, if you're enjoying what you see in front of you, if you're blown away, you see how gorgeous it is, can you put a 1 in the chat? Just put a 1 in the chat. Hi, Wanda. We have like sci-fi, pets. We want to know about all different types of things, children's books with Black images. Please, Lilian, get into this. If you didn't know, Lilian's from Brazil and understands the culture, is down for diversity. And that is something that's missing in our network, to see those diverse faces. So I'll turn it back over to you, Lilian. I'm going to jump off the video.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, I can see here that love of pets, children's books, book about sci-fi.
Okay.
And this is great. So as you can see, we have all kind of styles here, and you are going to be able to generate this kind of images yourself. You just have to nail down what kind of style you are looking for your book. So I actually have, let me open my drive that I'm going to be giving to you later on. In the What's Possible folder that I created for you, there is actually a dog, Vanessa. Like this is like inspired on Pixar on the Pixar movies. So anything that you actually want. Somebody said sci-fi. This is like a cute alien that I created the other day just for fun. You can create things like illustrations, watercolors, some more photorealistic things. This is what I achieved when I was playing with something called cotton candy man. I wanted a man wearing a jacket that looked like cotton candy, and this is what I got from AI. So these are all beautiful things that you can be creating with Midjourney. Going back here to what I was talking about. So Midjourney is a platform that you sign up for, and then you end up in another platform called Discord. And all of this is going to be explained on the PDF that I am going to give you in the end. And then once you go there, you are going to be able to give AI specific text that explains what you were looking for, so that you can create the images that you are looking at. So if you want to do this in a more practical way, I have my Discord open, and I can come to one of the general chats here, for example. And the first thing you type is imagine, and then it gives me this prompt. And then I can type everything I want. For example, beautiful, small dog running in a field, watercolor. For now, keeping simple like that. So as you can see, it's saying here, sending command. And sometimes it's going to take a while for the image to turn here, and things go really fast. We can see here there are a lot of people in the chat. They are all creating their own thing, and they are all in different styles. So my image is being generated right now. It says here that is 30% done, 60% done now. And little by little, you see the images taking form. So every time you put an image here, you ask for an image on Midjourney, it's going to give you 4 different styles to pick from. So here we have 4 watercolor pictures that we were able to generate with AI. I didn't put any specifics. I could have said, I want a black dog, or I want a golden dog, I want a dachshund. It could be anything. So based on what you write, this is what you get. You know how some of us here believe that the universe, when you are clear about things, the universe delivers what you want? It's the same thing with AI. If you were very specific, little by little, you are able to hone the styles that you are looking for. So with that said, I want to talk a little bit about how to use Midjourney and the dangers, if you will, and what you should expect from this. The rules of Midjourney are pretty simple. They do not allow porn. They don't allow blood, violence, anything that it might be shocking to the general public. They don't want you to create. So every time you try to use a specific word that is banned, it's gonna give you a message that says this word is not allowed. Please don't try to use Midjourney to create anything shocking, something to that matter. So it's a matter of just being sensible, and don't try to use any kind of words or anything that might generate some images that are shocking. Other than that, you are good to go. So when you create images like this, like right now, we just created these dogs, right? I'm gonna actually, can you put in the chat, like, let's get in a consensus here, which of these you'd like me to make it larger so that I can leave on the folder for you as well, because right now these images are very small and we want to make them bigger. You like number 3? Okay, Vivian, me too. Top left one. All right, let's do all of them. So when you click U here, it means that you are upscaling the images. So I'm going to upscale all of them and leave them there for you later. Also, another thing that I can do is, for example, number 3, if I want to see a different version of this, I can click version 3, 1, 2, 3. So version 3, and then Midjourney is going to generate this image for me. So it's queued because we are waiting for we cannot generate a lot of images at once. So little by little, they're going to start being generated here. So let's say that you really liked that dog photo and you decide that you want to use it on your book. Can you do that? What are your rights? Midjourney has different subscription based. When you will join Midjourney at first, you're gonna have a couple of hours for free to try different things, try different styles, and have fun with it. Once that is done, you're gonna run out of hours. They're gonna ask you if you'd like to create an account with them and make things a little bit more official. So you can join a subscription. And to be honest, the subscriptions that you might want are just 2 of them, because one of them is for companies, and I don't think you need that. So what are the kind of subscriptions that you can get? You can get a basic plan that is $10 per month, or you can get a standard plan. When I was creating my book, I was creating a lot of images at once. So I subscribed for the $30 plan for 1 month so that I could create everything that I wanted faster. But then after that, I downgraded for the $10 a month. And that's fine for me because I don't sit here all day creating images. So it depends on what you need. And then once you have a subscription, every single image that you create using Midjourney is yours to use. You can use it commercially. You can use it to create a greeting card for your mom. You can use the images any way you want. You don't have to credit Midjourney when you use them. Although on my book, I wrote that I created the illustrations using Midjourney just because I want to be upfront with people and I want them to know how I created that so that they don't think I'm an illustrator, because I'm not. So it's up to you, but I highly recommend getting one of the plans, because if you do have an image and you use it without having a plan, you might have some copywriting issues later. And with that said, we were looking at the community feed. So any of these images here that you see, look at this beautiful, gorgeous image. You are able to download this image. I just did. However, in order for you to use this image, you have to credit this person, Silver Ace, or you need permission from Silver Ace to use it commercially because it belongs to the person. Does that make sense? Like, if you have any questions about this, please feel free to put them on the chat. So this is like the basics that I want you to know about licensing, because I know that a lot of people are worried about that. Now, another thing that I want to mention is there are ways that you can use Midjourney copying people's work. I don't like doing that. For example, if I would like to come here and say, imagine, colorful butterfly flying in garden. I could add, I'm going to put here pencil sketch so that you guys can see a couple of different versions of what we are doing. Pencil sketch. I could write here Banksy style. And then what Midjourney would do is would create the image. He would like gather all the information online about Banksy and his work, and then it would give me something similar to that. This is very controversial. A lot of people talk about this, and I'd rather don't use that as a base because I feel that we are all very creative and we can come up with our own style without having to use other people's work as base. So it's not illegal, but I just want to give you my perspective. Do you have to maintain a license after you have finished your project? No, you don't. That's the great thing. Once you have that image, like Midjourney is gonna know on March 16th, this person downloaded that image and it had a subscription. So no need to keep your subscription live because of that. I keep mine because I love this and I want to keep trying new things and teaching people, but you don't have to. So here is the pencil sketch butterfly. It even put some pencils here. So you need to try a couple of different things to get the image that you want. And another thing that I didn't mention is that if you didn't like any of this, and besides seeing all the variations here, another thing that you can do is click on this refresh button, and then it's gonna give you another take on what was created. I want to come here back to my account, which has a lot of trial and errors, so don't mind me. Oh, right here. Yeah, so here we have our dogs. I'm going to save them so that I can give them to you later. Now, see how I had all these little dogs here that we created, and they are all different. And then I said, we like this dog. Let's try to get more versions of it. So it created these other versions of that dog that we already had. This is what variations do. I love the idea that the creation is ours based on our experiences. Exactly. And you can create anything you want. This is mind-blowing, mind-blowing. So with all these basics here covered, let's see how we can style our Midjourney prompts. What kind of adjectives would you like to use to describe your writing style? So here's the thing. Hello? If you are writing a book and you know the tone of voice you are going to be using, and you know the kind of people you want to reach with your book, that is going to be very important in order for you to figure it out what kind of illustrations you're going to create, because everything needs to be consistent, right? So if you are like a delicate person, if you are writing about like poetry that is very light and airy, you might want to go into like some whimsical stuff or fantastic, magical, all these words. You maybe were doing something about fairies. I don't know, you should be writing these words. Keep them on a notebook, keep them on your computer so that you can start thinking of other ways that you can write prompts. If you are looking for something a little bolder, or somebody here said, oh, I want to write something about sci-fi, so you can come to Midjourney and try things like that. For example, imagine sci-fi character, mysterious man sitting in a forest, photorealistic style. Let's see what happens. So the word is your oyster, really. And once you have all these images, you can put them in a folder and you can see how they look and what needs to be done in order to make them consistent. I like, in fact, let me open my drive here. I like to keep my things on Google Drive. I download the images right after, and then I put them all here. And there were like a lot of images here for my book that I didn't use. But I created a style, I nailed down some kind of style. And then, for example, this image, I didn't use it on my book, but I kept them all here so that I can figure it out what ties with what images I will need to maybe slightly change them in Photoshop and see how it goes. The thing with Midjourney is that they are not good with eyes and they are not good with limbs. So sometimes you are going to get an image of somebody that has 3 arms, somebody that has 3 eyes, or something like this. Like this was supposed to be my dogs, and you can see that like it doesn't really look very realistic. But little by little, if you refine or if you do a variation, if you just keep refining your prompt, you are going to end up having something that you can use on your book as is, or you can ask somebody to work on this on Photoshop or something so that you can make changes to make it work for you. So let's see if we have our sci-fi image. Yes, look at this. Sci-fi character, mysterious man sitting in a forest. Photorealistic style. How interesting is this? Now, like I said, it's like the universe. Yes, imperfect is beautiful too, Vanessa. So let's say that maybe what I want is this guy, but sitting in a forest in the morning. I can put stuff like morning light. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna do this so that you can see what you can do. So let's get this. Sci-fi character, mysterious man sitting in a forest, photorealistic style. Sitting in a forest in the morning light, eating an apple, photorealistic style. What else? Butterflies flying around him. Sometimes AI doesn't get the right thing, and then you, you know why this didn't go through? Because I didn't put imagine. So you have to type imagine prompt, and then you put this. So you are going to be able to get your prompts like that. I want to give you a very good trick that I don't know if you guys know what Chat GPT is, but which is a AI, but for text. So if you use Chat GPT, you can also come here and say, write a prompt for image generation. Write a prompt for AI image generation depicting a woman on her wedding day feeling happy. I'm just getting like things from the top of my head. Feeling happy at the altar. So what happens is, because sometimes you cannot come up with all the words that you want. Yes, Ilona, ChatGPT is amazing. So here, ChatGPT can create for you a much more intricate and detailed prompt that you can be using at in there as well. So look at this image of a young woman standing at the altar in her wedding day, radiating pure joy and happiness. And then it gives me everything about the wedding dress that she's wearing, how her hair is, what is her background. How amazing is this? Okay, Ilona, see you, catch you next time. Look how amazing this is. So if you are getting short of ideas to write prompts, you can go ahead and ask ChatGPT to do this for you. So we can try that too. Hold on, I lost right here. First, let's see what happened with, here is the guy in the morning light eating an apple, not really, with the butterflies around him. The apple is not here, but can you see how this can be so easy to do if you just have the right words? I'm gonna type that prompt from ChatGPT and then I'll get to the chat. I have a question about how responsive is when entering terms that embrace diversity. How well does it depict various races, ethnicity? That's a great question. And in fact, I wrote a very good article about this in Medium that got featured. So I'm going to leave it on the chat because this is a game changer for this. Absolutely. Hold on one second. You can use this to talk here, breaking down barriers, how Mid-Journey images can bring more representation of races and disabled people in marketing. So I created this image of a model. I didn't refine it too much, but this is a model in a wheelchair wearing the dress of a store that I created out of nowhere on a Sunday, just because I was playing with it. So there is a lot you can do in order to create things for different races and talk about that. Absolutely. I needed the images of Black people as well. Yes, absolutely. And if you want, we can create one here right now so that you see how it looks. Okay, the woman in the wedding dress is not here yet. But you know what we can do? How about we create that same prompt with a Black woman? I think that would be interesting. How about that? Hold on. So imagine. Oh my God, I keep doing this. I'm sorry, guys. I have too many windows here. Let me move this so it's easier.
Tribe, aren't you enjoying this conversation? The images are fantastic. The conversation is just rolling. If you are appreciating what Lilian is sharing with us today, can you put a 1 in the chat? Just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if we can sing thank you to Lilian for sharing this information and helping us to create images that reflect diversity, that help us to open our eyes. I know that when I started Flourish Media years ago with Dr. Tracy Timberlake, neither one of us had a background in design. And one of the very first persons that we brought onto our team was a designer. And we've had the pleasure of working with Lilian on different projects. If you go to flourishmediaco.com, actually, Lilian is one who designed that website for us while we were working on other clients' projects. And so being able to use a tool like this really does democratize the visual landscape. And I just think that this is fantastic. So looks like we were able to put that prompt in. Oh, look at
yeah, it's coming. 93%, it's almost there. But oh my God, especially the last one, it's really pretty. How about that? So yeah, you can Native Americans, Blacks, like any kind of race, and if there is anything else that you need to depict, you can definitely do this here. So can you upload your own images and do they sell your information? Yes, I don't want to go through that right now because it's gonna be, we are not gonna have time, but you can upload your own images and then use that link as a base. You can even use just emoticons here. Look at this, imagine, and then I'm gonna pick this emoticon. And then it's going to create something for me just with that, which is like insane. Thank you, like, for liking the images of my book. Yeah, disability, there is so much. that you can use. Yeah, like you can depict somebody in a wheelchair, like I did on that article. That's what I'm talking about. Or anything else that you'd like to do, maybe somebody in crutches. That's very important because we get to represent everyone, right? So let me see, like once you get the images done, like things that go very fast, but if you go on your own folder, everything gets uploaded here so you can see them. So this is actually the second version of what we had for Pencil Sketch Butterfly. You can see here. Another thing that you can create with Midjourney, and a lot of people are doing this, not a lot, but there are people doing this. You can create your own coloring books because you can type colorful, like butterfly, flying garden, pencil sketch, coloring book. And then it creates the pages for you. So you can have your entire, like an entire coloring book that you can publish in Amazon yourself using Canva. It's really that easy. Does it learn our style and learn what we like? No, it doesn't. But you have to keep repeating the prompts. I know that ChatGPT kind of gets into it. Like if you ask for something and then you ask for something else right on that without context, it gets it catches up with you, but not Midjourney, not yet. So you have to keep repeating the style. And another thing that you can do is, like, let's say that we really like this dog. Let's do the images so that you can, so open in new tab. So here we have a link. It's not supposed to be like that though. Hold on. Open in, use as, no, what is this? It's supposed to open as an image, but it's not. Let's try anyway. I can try to get this here. Dog in park. Let's see if it accepts it. Yes, so it got the link, and then what it's gonna do is it's gonna use that image as base to create a dog in the park, but taking some of what was in that image as well. So once you get the gist out of this, like, you can do whatever your imagination desires. I have a couple of other styles here that you can try. For example, acrylic painting, airbrush, all of these different things here. And the beauty of it is that if you have an image that you really, really like, what you can do is create other things with that as well. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second so that you can see my wall over here. This is one of the images of my book, and I created a painting out of it. I just asked like a printful to print this as a canvas, and now it sits on my wall. So if you have a book and then you want to promote your book, you can even get mugs, bookmarks. You can make other things, promotional material of your book to bring to your book signing and things like that. So it's really a game changer. Children's books with black images. Nice. Yes. You can create black and white images. You can create color images in any style, like watercolor, pencil sketch, photorealistic, all these things. Let me see if there is any questions. I love that for us. Yeah, coloring book. What medium is she using? Sorry, I am using Midjourney, which is a website that you can sign up for, and then you end up in something called Discord, where you can create all these different images yourself. We just generated this image here of a dog in the park. So we have roughly 20 minutes left, and I want to know if you have any questions that you'd like to ask so that I can help you out with your books. Feel free to use the chat.
So this is Vivian with Flourish Media. Behind the Leaf is hosting today, and we're so grateful to have Lilian here. If you have any questions, you can take yourself off mute, or you can raise your hand. If you raise your hand, then I'll go ahead and take you off mute so that you can ask your question.
Look for a brush that is gentle with flexible bristles to avoid tugging on the hair, such as boar bristle brushes. If you have coily or type 4 hair, you should be using a wide tooth comb to detangle hair, a paddle.
This is called, this is a Google Drive that I named AI for Authors. So if you go there, I'm going to even share my screen and show you. So if you go there, you are going to see some of my book pages that I created so that you can see how they look like. And you have Midjourney 101. This is the PDF that goes, like, I create an image. I go here step by step. I give you a couple of examples, and then we go step by step how to create your image, and I show you which buttons to click, what to do, and in the end we create this cranky dinosaur in the office. So have fun with this PDF. And here is also the presentation that I'm giving so that you can reference to that as well. Yeah, so I would love to take questions. If you have any, I'll be happy to help.
So one thing that you mentioned before, as we're waiting for our questions to come through, is you are talking about the licensing and our ability to create unique content. And once we have our membership on Midjourney, that we have the rights to our things that we create. Can you talk about that? Or just repeat yourself, because we had some people who joined us.
Absolutely. So as long as you have a subscription to Midjourney, the least expensive one costs $10. So you can go play for a couple of hours for free, generate images, see if you like it. If you decide that you want to use this for your book, what you do is you purchase a subscription. And I started with a $10 subscription a month. And then when I decided that I want to write a book, I want to generate more images at once. So I got the $30 a month for 1 month, because that gave me more hours. But with the 10 or with the $30 subscription, it doesn't matter. If the image that you generated was under your subscription, you can use this image commercially. You can use this image on your book. You can do whatever you want with this image. It's yours to use. And if you cancel your subscription later, it doesn't matter, because Midjourney has on their database that while you had the subscription, you generated that image, and now you have the rights to it. This, I check that every month, because I want to make sure that I'm giving people the right information. And as of today, this is the case. If you have more questions and you want to read the entire contract or how this works, you can go on their website, and they have a legal tab where all of this is described. So if you have any other questions about that, I'll be happy to answer as well. Anything else you'd like? Is there anyone here that would like to see a prompt that we work on this together? We can create something together so you can copyright your images. That you were gonna have to check with a lawyer. because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't wanna get into that here. But yes, I don't have the right information about copywriting, putting that under your name. I've seen an article once that says that if you are a large corporation that makes more than $1 million, you cannot do that. But if you are somebody that makes less money than that, you are able to. That information might have changed, so please take a look. That I haven't checked lately.
Yeah, and you know what, Lilian, that's true. And the other part of that is this is a new technology, everybody. So as you know, I think all of us are old enough to remember a time where Facebook was not around. And
Yep.
Instagram wasn't here and WhatsApp wasn't here. And so with any kind of legislation, especially around creative and communication law, something has to happen. When something happens and there's a lawsuit, then we get the rules to move forward. So this is such a beautiful space because we're in a new frontier with this AI. And so we do know that as far as the platform is concerned, that it is extremely frowned upon within the creative environment to create things to replicate an existing artist. So Lilian gave the example of Banksy, or if you're going to go in there and you know of another artist and you're going to create images that look like theirs, the tool, the technology is built in such a way that you can share your own creativity without having to mimic somebody else. So we can do that inside this platform. And then within that platform, as long as you are a paid subscriber within the platform, as a lay person, then you have the licensing rights to that image and the images that you create. So
yes, that's right. If anyone has any curiosity about a prompt and you'd like to create an image together right now, we have time. So just let me know. No one?
all right, as we are waiting for your prompt, if you have one, I always like to say thank you to our guest speakers. Thank you, Lilian, for sharing this wonderful opportunity. This is new information to our crowd, and we do have a prompt. Michelle has asked for, can we create a prompt of an African-American family?
Absolutely. Michelle, do you have any specifics or you want to be surprised? Because we can make it photorealistic, we can make it Pixar style, we can make them astronauts. Tell me what you want. Like we can use other things, add more into the prompt if you want. Watercolor. All right, so let's do that, and then we're gonna come to Marilyn's prompt. So, slash imagine African American family, watercolor. Michelle, is there any specific setting that you'd like them to be? Do you want them to be at home, in a park, in a shopping mall, anything? At the beach. Oh, this is gonna be lovely. What a African American family sitting at the beach, watching the sunset. How about that? Watercolor. Oh my God, look at this guitar, guys. Whoever created this, it's so pretty.
Oh, Lilian, can you share your screen?
Oh my God, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
This session, David, is going to end. I think we're planning at 3:30, so in 10 minutes.
Yeah, look at
that's
this.
so cool, that guitar.
I didn't create this. Somebody's creating this right now. Look how amazing this is. The prompt is nature design in guitar shape. Wow. This is gorgeous. This will look amazing in a t-shirt. Okay, Oh, and look at more designs from the guitar that they are creating. They probably hit the refresh button. We are waiting, and here is our family, our African-American family watching the sunset. How about that? Okay. All right, so Michelle, if you want any of these images, you can pick one and then I'll make it larger for you. And then we can move on to Marilyn. All right, I'll wait for Michelle. And then Marilyn wanted to have an image of Black professional woman. So let's do that. Imagine Black professional woman sitting in an office. CEO talking to employees. How about that? Let's see what happens.
I just think this is so powerful because if you are a creative person, if you've ever had to create content and show people of diverse backgrounds, and you know it's quite difficult to find stock images, to find free service or free license content where you can speak to this demographic. So being able to use this tool in order to do that is very, very powerful.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, look at the cat astronaut. And it seems that it used an image from Unsplash before as base. Look at the light on this. Look at this. Hyper detailed, hyper realistic. So as you come here yourself, you are going to be able to see what kind of words other people are using. And if you like them, you can keep a note on your computer, like just copy paste words. They're like, I want to use this later, or I want to use that in a different concept later. So that then you start creating your own style, you know? And here's our CEO in the office. It didn't get to be that realistic. We can even like redo this one. I want to do her by herself. Black professional woman, CEO. Photo realistic. So that we get her by herself. I think it's gonna be a nice shot. Yes, Marilyn, go try this. So is there a limit to how many images you can generate? Yes, because once you get your subscription, it doesn't tell you like exactly you have 20 images. No, but it gives you the approximate number of hours that you can use this software. So once you run out of these hours, you can buy extra hours, or like $4 for 2 more hours, something like that. Oh, look at this. This is much better. Or you can upgrade to a different subscription. Yes, this looks much more on point. Look at the second one, especially, like it almost looks like a photo. Like you can even see like the light on her face. It's really pretty. I'm curious of her with natural hair. Yeah, we can create one with natural hair. Let's do that. That will be our last one. Imagine Black professional woman with natural afro hair. Can we say that? Like, do you think this would work? Natural afro hair, CEO for realistic.
Yeah, I think that'll give us what we're looking for. This has been fantastic. And again, if you're enjoying this conversation, please go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And this is being streamed inside of our private Facebook group. So if you're watching this in the private Facebook group, put hashtag replay down in the comments. Let us know that you are enjoying this replay and that you are getting value out of the conversation today. This is going to be our last prompt for today. So we want to make sure that we say thank you to Lilian for giving us this presentation. And if you did not RSVP through Eventbrite, then make sure that you're inside of the private Facebook group so that we can make sure that you have the link to the PDF, and so you can stay connected with Lilian, because Lilian's in our private Facebook group and she'll be able to drop her information there. Lilian, if you do have a link of any kind, you can do that inside the chat for those of us who are with us right now, but we'll make sure to send an email out post this presentation to make sure everybody has access to the replay and to make sure that everyone can get access to that PDF and connect with Lilian so that she can help you as you are putting your book together. Now, these are beautiful. Look at these illustrations.
Yes, I got 2 different versions. They are all with natural hair. I don't know if necessarily got what you were looking for, Michelle, but you can play with this a little bit more and see what kind of prompts would give you the hair that you were looking for. If creating a character, how can you continue with the same image of the character? You keep using the same words that you were using before, and then you add some kind of environment around her. Now, it's not as you are not going to be able to get the exact same thing. For example, let me stop sharing my screen. On my book, for example, I depicted me in several pages, but you see, hold on, let me get there. Like, you have this, for example, and then you have this. It's different. It's not, I was not able, and this was in my very early days. I pretty much learned this thing and started the book right away. So I was not able to refine, but now that we have this resource of like uploading an image and then using as a prompt base, you are gonna have more luck into recreating the same character again and having the same features. So it's a matter of refining, trying again until you get that image the way that you want it. That's why it's good to have a subscription too, because you are not going to spit all the images right away and have them ready. You need to go through some trial and error in order to get the right images for your case. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, that was the question that I had. Thank you for giving me space to talk about this here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you are able to try Midjourney and improve your book using images like this.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lilian. And thank you everyone who decided to join us live. And thank you to everyone who's watching this on the replay. Go forth and flourish, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.